And we're live. Hi everyone. I'm Captain Marek, streaming some Captain of Industry this Saturday. I hope you're all doing great. Good morning, good evening. This is our usual dev stream. And we are finishing up our playthrough slowly but surely by eliminating the crater from the surface. That's what you guys voted on. That's what we're doing. And we're also making our island sustainable, making sure everything is nice and indefinitely going, I should say. So, no, also you guys probably are not in this stage of game yet. But we arrived that we are trying to avoid any mining except doing the crater thing, which it's gonna be a lot of work, but we have to try to accelerate as much as possible. So before checking in on that, that was be the slow progress here. In fact, maybe I can just in the meantime I can assign a few more excavators that have been produced. Yeah, we have a bunch of more excavators here, a bunch more trucks. And the first little task is just to remove the rim, I suppose, and the rim will give us a little bit of material, but as you can see, it's not that much. So we'll remove rim and then we figure out where to get the extra material. I was thinking maybe some, nearby mountains can serve as a little material source. I think that's fair. In fact, this tower, which tower is that? This one? Yes. This tower can serve as a material. Oh, interesting. I think I want actually to be one tile lower anyway. That's because I would like to replace it with grass. Everything's gonna be grass, no rocks, like here. Well, anyhow, welcome everyone. I can see lots of familiar names on both Twitch and YouTube. Those who came here from seeing this on our Steam page, hello, hello. So what happened since last time? You can see there's lots less warnings of our low storage counts. I've been playing a couple hours before stream just to get things, sorted out, kind of a little more boring things like a scaling up and play on triple speed. What I've done here, you can see, I have managed to squeeze in another row of our sugar processing. Turns out that sugar is one of our bottleneck, and I squeezed in one more row. I haven't built it yet, but we don't have enough sugar basically. Once we have more sugar, we can build it completely. You should probably squeeze in even more fermentation tanks to make more ethanol. Ethanol may be one of our bottlenecks in the future, which currently it's not. Which I think I quite like this setup. If I need even more than this, that's going to be a little tight. Maybe on the other side I can do one more little half row. I have also slightly improved our rubber. You can see it's now much more compact, much more space. And the reason I've upgraded it is that I've connected both naphtha and ethanol to all of the machines. Because we get naphtha from oil refining, but that's kind of not guaranteed, right? We might not have any oil to refine in the future. Or if we do, it might not be, the constant supply. So I have basically connected all of these rubber makers with like a connector, which has both naphtha and ethanol. That basically makes it so that the machine gets both. It's kind of a little trickier to ensure. And then I have made the naphtha to be the topmost recipe. So now I think all of them should be primarily using naphtha. I think my pipes might not be big enough. Is that a thing? I'm not sure actually why would naphtha be flowing so slowly in. Or maybe the connector has some kind of... I think, yeah, the connector might be doing 1-to-1. Yeah, the connector is using 1-to-1, so it's going to be half and half, basically. And if one runs out, then it's going to take off. But if we have both present, it's going to be half and half, basically. So we're substituting 50% of our ethanol with naphtha, kind of diluting it, kind of. So that's nice. Because otherwise the ethanol was the problem. So basically, because of this, we are able to stock up some ethanol. Without this, the ethanol would be too low, and we have some little bit naphtha, not too much, from our oil refining, so that's all good. I've also changed this a little bit. I have expanded greatly on our cement. I believe since last time there is 4 more machines, so I just copied 4 more machines, made a little space here. Nothing breakthrough, is just a little more because we are using concrete, or rather cement, as using this contract. We're buying coal, and it turns out that we need more coal, so the cement is being used up quite quickly, and it was low last time. Now it's no longer low, which is quite fantastic. And I've also moved in our excess fuel gas. And this was needed because our gold contract, it needed lots of diesel. I've been low on diesel for last, I don't know how many episodes, since we made the contract, I think. And actually that worked very well. So all the excess fuel gas got turned into diesel through this. We have 4 machines here. And with all of this extra help, we now have full diesel and actually full gold as well, which is, I was worried that we need to have an extra gold contract. Turns out, no longer the case. So everything is kind of finally coming together very nicely. It's quite nice. And one more thing, I believe I've added 2 more sour water processing. That's because we've been producing lots of slag, and we had this slag contract, and we had both of these storages full last stream. So that's been relieved. It's also relief. One thing which has not been relieved is water usage, apparently. It's quite interesting to see. I'm not sure what changed. I might have reduced some piping here, and suddenly water is low here, which is not great, honestly. What happened here? What did I do? I think it's not that big of a deal because here we get extra inputs after the storage. Here there is what is this water doing? Some kind of overflow. Okay. So what I will do here, I will quickly kind of put because we want the overflow to be prioritized, that's for sure. Then I can kind of substitute maybe this pipe, a little extra water here. See if that helps. Just to make the storage full, so we are, not worried about not enough water here. Yeah, I think that's gonna surely help. Maybe it's gonna cause lack of water somewhere else. We'll see. And yeah, this was pretty much what I've done before the stream. So to catch you up a little bit, making things a little more organized and scaling up a little bit. I've also sneakily upgraded these to be tier 2. You can see, the size is a little different, and the color here is different because I had not enough fertilizer. Unfortunately, all of these can be upgraded to tier 2, and the ratio is the same. So it's just a very simple thing. Also, some of you noted that I have never upgraded my microchip machines to tier 2, and I am quite embarrassed not thinking about it because I was so worried about running out of space and everything. Turns out I can actually upgrade all of them to tier 2, so I can double my production, which is quite nice actually. I'm a little tempting to pass half of them and just upgrade the other half. The reason is because of the tier 2. Let's see the benefits here. It's not that big of a benefit as far as I remember, but there's some benefit. All right, so microchip machine 1 compared to 2, so it has double the power, so there's no. It has 50% workers, so we are saving 2 workers per machine if we upgrade. That's something. Microprocessing is the same, and maintenance is lower, right? So 2 machine 1s would need 10.4, but it's only using 8.7. So it's yeah, there is maybe 50% reduction in maintenance and 50% reduction in workers, which that's something. Certainly, if we have how many is it? 15 or 12? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I believe it's 12 machines. Yeah, I cannot count. It's 12 machines times 1, 2, 3, 4 times 4 times the savings was like 3 or 4, 12 times 4 times savings of 4-ish. So we would save 200 maintenance. 2 maintenance 2, and if I just quickly check, this may be half of this building saved, which is quite nice. Ooh, and I forgot to connect the recyclables here. I just noticed, and the reason I noticed, I've seen trucks hauling the recyclables like to the storage via truck. I was like, where did they getting it? Now I know where they're getting it. They're getting it right here. I do have both recipes checked, so if there's too much recyclables, it's gonna just use the other recipe, but we're just basically wasting materials. That's a good find. Everything else is connected? I think so. We have a little issue here, and that's because we are not dumping enough dirt. Let's dump some dirt. I have this a separate tower just for dirt, and I'm very careful about only dumping dirt. Right. This is little. I'm not sure if I like it. I would love to have the overflow with the fertilizer. However, I just don't know how to effectively transport the fertilizer. It's too far, inconvenient to transport it all the way. I wish I could have a pipe underneath the settlement, because then I can just cross this and then go around, but I don't have that. I would have to go all the way around here, potentially. All the way around here, all the way there. It's a long way. How is this fertilizer doing? Oh, it's actually full as well. Oh no, we are not using enough. So we actually are already doing this trick on this side of factory, of using spare dirt as fertilizer. And last stream, if you remember, I've done the similar trick I've done for the rubber. So basically each farm has connection to both. That means it's going to go 1-to-1 ratio. And fertilizer actually mixes in the farm quite well. This is a supported feature. So you can actually see that my one fertilizer is giving 1.5 fertilization, which you can see, oh, what's that? That's, if you look at the overview, no fertilizer giving me 1.5. It's either giving me 2 or 1. So 1.5 is only achievable when you mix these two together on 1-to-1, which is exactly what I have. When they mix, they just average out, which is kind of interesting feature. Yeah. But we're not using enough. 1-to-1 turns out is not enough consumption for all of these farms instantly in this row. So I can do the same trick in one row over, basically. But they can probably wait. I can do that later. That would have to be done though, because we have excess of fertilizer. Basically, it halves the consumption of fertilizer too, which is nice. That one is quite expensive to produce, right? It takes ammonia and oxygen and limestone and sulfur. All things we have to. Sulfur could be considered as a waste in a way, but the limestone definitely we have to import, right? Yeah, I know. Wastewater is the compost was clogged up. I think it's gonna hopefully clean up. Fortunately, I had this alert with all caps because this has been issue for such a long time. I always forget to the dirt. So yeah. Well, anyhow, that's what else we have low, by the way. This coal, which means we need more wood. Looking at this belt, is it actually the conveyor belt is not keeping up? Is that a thing? Oh, it might be actually. Look at that. This storage has wood in it. Oh, this storage has a lot of wood in it. Oh man, I never thought we would need more than one tier 3 belt of wood. Okay, so let me just quickly see how much wood does this need. 18 times 1, 2, 10. 180. Okay, so just this is 360. The belt is 450 though. Well, I suppose that's what it is. Unless this is being saturated slowly somewhere. It's going into our construction parts factory and all those kind of... This one is full. That's nice. I believe there should be one more belt going all the way to our... Oh, here, this one's full as well. It's probably being saturated. You see the belt. Can't see it here well, but here it's still flowing, so it must be saturating the belt somewhere on this. Need some X-ray vision here. Oh, here. So here the belt is already stacked up, and here is just stacking up. So I wonder if it's actually... Oh yeah, it's actually stacking up more and more. So we finally solved our wood crisis after, I don't know how many, 10 streams? Or maybe even more. It's barely though. It's not... It's stacking up very slowly. But it is stacking up. Which is... yeah, no trees, I guess. Spoke too soon. Yeah, I've actually made another little... there was another thing I've done before stream. I forgot to mention this little extra area for trees. Because I was, again, scared that we will not have enough. So, you know, tree planters are planting away here. However, we actually might be fine. So what I will do here... I will actually... I want to take another belt, basically. I'm just thinking what's the easiest way to go around here, maybe. Right. Go this way. Then go this way. Oh, there's actually something there. Okay, that didn't work too well for me. Well, maybe I can go higher. Oh dear, our rams are not keeping up. It's gonna be slightly ugly, but it's gonna work. I can do just this. Yeah, something like that. I just want to inject wood, at least to this first intersection where we're using most of our wood, and that's going to be right here. Oh, we have a little underground pipe. Look at that. I was about to remove it, but now this is so nice. I think I might have to remove it though. Otherwise, I cannot connect it here where I wanted to connect. Yeah, sorry. Once you remove it, you can no longer build it. But I think pipes are so easy to route around. I'm not even worried about that. All right. I think for now I do not need any priorities. Yeah, I'm fine with what I have. This was the water. Let's go here. Oh no. Just like that. Now it's being constructed. All right. So people are excited for update 3. Yeah, me too. That's great. We are all really wanting to finish it up and ship it to you guys and see what you're gonna do with all the new features and trains and other things. We really pushing hard. I'm currently working on, to give you a little more information since you're here, a little insider information. That's what you came for, right? I'm working on level crossings actually. We were thinking how to solve crossing of trucks and trains. Obviously, we have to solve that. Otherwise, that would be quite limiting, right? If you couldn't cross. And initially, we thought we gonna do like a ramp, like something like this, but 3 high and super high and just kind of a constant thing. But it turned out to be quite big because you have to build a long ramp up and then long ramp down, and that's kind of that was limiting lots of our. That was limiting us, right? So we decided that level crossings would be ideal. However, level crossings are complex. So as usually, we had the easy and ugly route or the hard and like a nice route of solving issues. And as usually, we like to challenge ourselves and just go with the hard route. So we did go with the hard route. We decided to. I can actually delete this one as well. So we decided to actually try to attempt to implement level crossings as if just a road over a railroad. And the tricky part is. The tricky part is basically how to stop trucks from using the level crossing when train is crossing so that they don't collide, right? And that's really tricky because currently the vehicles have no notion of needing to stop at any point. If they have route for point A to point B, they can just go. And if there's obstacle, they'll reroute and then go somewhere else. There's no notion of, oh, wait for the train to cross. Right, and we could have said, oh, okay, that they'll just collide and nothing's going to happen, as as currently it happens with vehicles. But then we are kind of trying to move away from this notion of vehicles, intersecting each other. We don't like that, as well as you don't like that. We know nobody likes that, but it's unfortunately quite hard to solve it. But we don't want to be introducing any more of these things in the game if possible. So basically, we decided to do level crossings, and now I'm implementing a way of basically vehicles be able to stop while train is crossing. But there's also this tricky part is that we would like to make the crossing kind of expandable. So if you have, for example, 2 train tracks right next to each other, they should be able to cross it within one crossing. But the entire crossing would have to be closed when any of those trains are on it. And we know our players, and if we allow them to do crossings of multiple tracks, they're gonna make crossing of 10 tracks in a row and see what happens. And we need to make sure that not only vehicles don't enter crossing when there is train, but also train don't enter crossing when there are some vehicles, like a slow excavator crossing a crossing. It might take a while, right? There might be no time for clearing it up. Basically, trains have to be able to also not cross the crossing where it's currently occupied, even though vehicles have trains have precedence, right? So if train's coming, it's going to be closed, but any remaining vehicles on the crossing needs to be let go. And some vehicles are really slow. Like if mega excavator is crossing, it's going to take a while, so the train will have to wait a little bit at least. That's a tricky part. It's a real tricky part, not only from the vehicle's perspective, also from the train's perspective. So we're working on that. It's I would say 50% done. If a train hits vehicle and more vehicle, we thought about it. It's kind of a nice joke, but it would be really frustrating if there was a real chance of this happening repeatedly, and there was no other way of solving this issue by train destroying a truck or something like that. That's not. It's a nice joke, but we couldn't have this as a feature that would be just in the game, right? So we have to have it solvable in a way. Yeah, of course, train and vehicles to reserve the crossing. That's how it happens. But implementing those reservation features is the tricky part, right? Because of course, trains over reserve tracks, but basically the crossing is it's a hybrid reservation where trains have to try to reserve it, and if there's no vehicles on crossing, it'll reserve it and close for vehicles and everything. But if there are vehicles on the crossing should close but let the vehicle vacate, and before it's empty, the train should not enter it. So it's kind of a soft reservation, which is something we haven't done before again. So that's we're trying to solve that. It's a little tricky, and also again the vehicle pathfinding and stuff has to be able to use the crossings and wait when it's reserved, and when you have multiple crossings and things like that. So yeah, it's a tricky problem. It is a tricky problem. So I'm working on that. Some other people are working on other stuff. This is, of course, not the only thing we're working on. Just give you a little update what's going on with the game. It's always, wait a second, I have to, this is the mistake I always do when I make overlapping designations, which will not work as I expect them to work. Should not overlap these. All right. Good. Oh. Arrogant ranks, you think they're driving backwards? I guess you might think that. Usually the cabins are near the front to have better visibility. But I guess historically cabins were in the rear because of steam locomotives. And that's because steam locomotives needed access to the fuel to tender, right? So they couldn't make a steel locomotive with the cabin at the front, because then the fuel, the well will be behind them and where to get the coal, right? And that's been like this for a while. And then, since other locomotives came around and diesel ones, the cabin was slowly moving forward to front, right? So these locomotives sometimes have it in the rear, sometimes in a third, sometimes in the front. And I mean, nowadays it's usually the front or neither front, right? So the conductor has a better visibility of everything. So it's kind of, there should be in one steam locomotive with, I've seen some documentary as a part of research for our locomotives feature. And there was like one locomotive with cabin at the front, but the implementation of it was that there was a conductor who was driving the locomotive in the front, and there was another guy, a second dude, in the rear shoving the coal. They had to communicate. But turns out that operating steam locomotive is quite a bit. You need to be shoving the coal in the right time and doing all the right things to the thing. And if they can't communicate well, it can result in issues. So it was resulting in a bunch of issues. So it never got popularized because of that. So that's interesting that kind of the cabin in the rear is mostly from steam locomotive fuel limitations. All right, I'm just looking if we start stocking up wood here, because I think this is a beautiful view. Look at that. All of our coal, how it's called, charcoal makers are making charcoal, which I haven't seen before in this save. So that's a lot of wood going into coal. In fact, it's 7.5 times 20. 7.5 times 20. 150 coal being produced per minute. Right here. I'm just hoping that this warning will be removed eventually. The cool thing about this build is also we are getting CO2, which we are immediately processing into graphite. That's nice. We use graphite all over the place. Another thing that we are getting is sulfur. A little extra sulfur, why not? I'm perhaps worried that we might have excess sulfur if we start subsidizing our fertilizer. We might have a lot of sulfur. What I could also do, by the way, I could increase the fertility from 80 to 100 to kind of increase the need for fertilization, to kind of get rid of some fertilizer if we have access. For now, I think it's okay. We don't have too much access. But one thing, I'm a little worried that those... I have a few storages here and there with the sulfur, basically. Like, for example, this one or this one, right? And they might not have a place to go. So I think I need some kind of a high priority sulfur drop-off point kind of thing. Can I squeeze it here somewhere? Not really. Maybe here. It's a little behind the pipes. So our main sulfur sink is right here. Might I wanna solve this because we are looking for sustainability. So basically the very last stream of this save I would like to do is let the game play for an entire stream on triple speed and me not doing a single thing and hoping to survive everything. Maybe even more than triple speed if my computer can handle that. But for that we would definitely need having things completely resolved. I wonder if trucks will be able to come here. We'll see. I put sulfur here. We'll see if anybody will deliver that. Regarding double-headed trains, so they are actually not mandatory in Captain of Industry. They're actually putting it here. There's a little space in here. The double-head trains are not mandatory, so if a train be able to back up with the wagons first or tender first with the steam locomotive, that's supported. We are thinking of having some limitations in terms of maybe how long the train could be backing up, because it's actually not the same for trains to be going forward and backwards. The physics actually works a little differently. Pushing the train is a little less stable, so you can't push the train as fast and as efficiently as pulling the train. You can imagine like having a rope within like a rubber, like a hose, and if you pull the rope through, it's going to go nicely, but if you push it, it's going to kind of wrinkle up a little bit. So basically the physics of the train, it doesn't like to be pushed too much because it can be a little unstable. If you don't have too good tracks, or if you have some defects, it can derail, and it's better. You can push it slowly, or if you have not too many wagons, but you wouldn't be able to push like a 100 wagon train completely at full speed. in real life, or it would be kind of dangerous a little bit. So we're thinking maybe to capture this notion a little bit, maybe having a limit. If you have too many wagons, you have limited the maximum speed or something like that. Maybe at some point, so maybe if you have 2 wagons, you can push them at high speed, and that's fine. But if you have maybe 10 wagons, maybe you could have some kind of max speed penalty, so that you would have to put maybe engine in the middle or engine at both ends to kind of get around it. So we can think about some kind of a simple penalty. Oh yes, they totally do over here. That's great. So I will put a... There's this connector here. Oh man, I won't be able to go there whatsoever. Oh dear, oh dear. Maybe I can just put it in this storage. I'm gonna force it in. At least something. It'll do 1-to-1 with our, because I also want to plug up our water production. But yes, this 1-to-1 I think should work fine. How many active players are there? You can actually check like a SteamDB or some Steam charts. This is actually tier 2 conveyor belt. Oh, same as this one. Okay. Yeah, I think we have a couple thousand players online every day. I can actually check. Let's check the charts. So currently there are 1,400 players, including myself. I'm contributing to the count now. 1,409, which is quite nice. Given that we haven't updated right now. Yeah, other people also playing, so we are all contributing. Yes, I guess the 1,409, so the 9 is all the player watching stream and playing at the same time. That's cool. Yeah, so hopefully those numbers are going to go up after the update, because there'll be lots of new things to play with. I understand that some people already done everything they could and then are waiting for new content, so definitely. Oh, lack of water. Oh, that's not a good sign. But why this farm in particular? Did I mess up something here? Oh, because there's a little injection of water here. Interesting. So this is completely empty. Oh, this is completely full. Quite interesting that maybe what I can do, actually, I can remove this pipe. Maybe pause it at least, if not remove it for now. So all the water will go to these 2 farms, and then there's an extra pipe feeding up one after that. Oh, these dump trucks. What have you done? Oh yeah, of course you've done. Yeah, that's all right. We might need a little help here. Is it you? Yes. I'll help you. I'll help you out with our dirt dumping trick. Gonna dump some dirt here. Then we made a little ramp. Only with dirt. Just like that. All right. We have tree sapling shortage. Oh man, it's all like every time I fix one thing, another 2 things pop up. Now we have tree sapling shortage. I wonder how real is it though, because I've built new storages. They took a while to saturate. Well, I think I can put a couple more farms here, probably without too much of a hesitation. Maybe 1 more farm. I'm not worried about the... I'm worried about water potentially. Water could be a slight issue here. No. Are we unity rich? Or not too rich, but I guess we can afford an extra farm quick build. Farms have lots of material. 800 glass. That's a lot. But we are quite full on everything, actually. I'm quite pleased to see that. We have no shortage of anything. I wonder if our coal will be eventually saturated. Probably not. It's going... Actually, we are using coal for import as well. Yeah, that's gonna take a while to even have a chance of saturating. We are actually prioritizing the import storage, which is good. We're basically trading wood for quartz, which we do need. Quartz is definitely, you know, sand for all the electronics, definitely needed. People are asking about the vehicles. Yeah, I've a couple episodes back we were talking about vehicles and how, you know, why we have eliminated and all that. And long story short is I wrote a mod to have more vehicles just for fun. You can download it from the YouTube video description. There should be a link to Google Drive folder and instructions how to install it. Talking about the mod, by the way, I could make even more, kind of like a... Basically what the mod does, it adds research here. So many things. Yeah, it adds the research of extra vehicles, and each of these adds 20, and it's basically at the very end of the tree. So once you are at the lab 5, you can unlock last vehicle management, and then there's 11 more to give you a total of 40. And turns out actually we managed to complete all 11 of them, and the last one is actually quite expensive. It has a cost of 120, which, for example, a fast breeder reactor has cost of 84. So it was expensive to research all this, but now we have more vehicles. And I was thinking, what else we can do? We could do some other kind of like a little like a extra research thing. I was wondering what kind of limit we could be raising. Maybe like truck capacity could be something, or I'm not sure what kind of or some kind of a settlement density perhaps. Kind of not have as a big settlement. Yeah, so let me know if you have any interesting ideas about what I could easily add as a little mod. You know, it took me half an hour to make this little simple addition, just to add more research. In update 3, we'll probably be raising the limit as well, so you don't need to be worried about that. Last time I talked about, I optimized the Pathfinder to be roughly 40% faster, so it allows us to raise the limit as well. We don't have any issues with the microchips anymore. Nice to see. Yeah, the consumer electronics barely. I might do just one more block here, just to make sure that as we expand our workforce, we will have enough of these. Now we even have extra electronics to do it. That's good. Yeah, so our labs are currently, I can even pause them, right? All these labs are currently unused. And I believe these as well. Because we have nothing to research, so Yeah. Yeah, I think I have more farms here kind of planned. I wonder if I need more cooking oil, or maybe one more or two more farms with canola and sugar cane could be. I can do that, why not, since it's already here. I just need to connect a conveyor belt. The conveyor belt will be somewhere here. And those pipes are in my way. Of course they are. It's alright. We can go this way. I think I'll connect it here for now, and later we could make its own lane all the way to our food processing. I think our water here is gonna run out. I think it's inevitable that eventually we're gonna have to. That's actually a nice place to place more. So I think it's actually a great place for water creation or desalination for the farms. I have been dumping this. What are these little islands here? I've been dumping this for a while. I think this has to be flattened out eventually. I think we can probably unpause construction of those two settlement buildings. Oh, how is our sapling growing? It's growing. It's gonna give us a little more saplings. And actually, we are pretty much... Oh, I think it's gonna be the dirt again, right? Oh no, I forgot to... Oh yes, exactly the mistake. I've unassigned the tower with the dirt, and now they dumped it with the rock. And this happens so many times already. I do not want your rock. Only because the excavator were stuck. I'm trying to rescue mission. That's how they reward me, by messing it up. So I just need to take... Where's the tower? I think it's this one. Yeah, you guys, please do this first. Yeah, I think I need some kind of dirt sink. I'm a little worried about this. Can we just build more dirt storages, honestly? I think we should do that. Maybe do something like excessive dirt storage, so that we have dirt once we need it, but if we don't need it, then... Where's our... Oh, this is the input, I see. How to do this effectively? To still have this as an overflow, I'm wondering. I would have to probably do this. Okay, yeah, sure, I can do that. It's gonna be a little expensive on construction parts 3, but that's alright. This one will be right. So it doesn't work on the assigned towers, huh? I think that's a little... Yeah. It's only this one is gonna be exporting dirt unneeded. So now we can just wait with a big buffer of compost, which is nice. I think we'll need that once we are more serious about filling the crater. So yeah. Danko is saying that they noticed that Q and E, some buildings respond to Q and E. Yeah, if you haven't built them yet, I think. Oh wait, Q and E. I thought they respond to R. You can rotate once it's in the preview. You can also flip once it's in the preview. I'm not sure about Q and E. Well, I guess Q and E would be the zipper. Sorry, the zipper, the lift. Once you build a lift for the first time, you can use Q and E to kind of make it different height. This UX is little hidden. I mean, it's here, but people might not notice. Maybe using the mouse would be more intuitive. Yeah, it's this flow is a little tricky. I think this is the only building. But once you build it, I think that no longer we're supposed to Q and E. Yeah, once you build it. Are you saying no Q and E? I'm not sure what do you mean by magazines. As you're saying that Kerbals could run under magazines. Maybe there's some kind of a translation issue. Not sure what do you mean by magazines. You can expand on that. Just looking at all those production chains working very nicely. I think we could even put alert here, which I haven't done before because it was like always low. Now I think we are getting closer to not being low. So let's make it a new standard to never be low. Or perhaps storage, to run conveyor belts under storage. I mean, conveyor belts underground has been a long-rusted feature, but it's lower on our priority list because of complications of the user interface and building and changing. And so, you know, you can bury pipes, but once they're buried, they are no longer kind of accessible easily. So it's kind of a little side effect. It used to be kind of a bug. Then we fixed it, and then people were like, no, leave it there. At least, you know, for us, we can have fun with it, so we left it there. I guess I have to spend some extra time to actually allow it in the new system. The pipes are allowed, but not conveyor belts and pipes. So putting conveyor belts and pipes underground or under buildings or under storages would be nice, but quite difficult to do. So maybe in the future. It's mostly the user experience and how to kind of make the UI. We might need some kind of a transparent terrain so you can go underneath, and then maybe it's going to be too easy then, because then you can go underneath everything. So maybe we have to pay more for underground pipes, or, you know, there's lots of questions that I would have regarding how that would work. So perhaps in the future. We have a lot of sugar, a lot of ethanol. That's great. We are doing actually our biodiesel, right? Which is nice. So let me check our world map. We do have, our oil rig. This one is nearly gone. We have only 4,000 left. And we have our another one. But after that, I think it's gonna be end of crude oil forever. I wonder if we actually are even... Basically, if our biodiesel is enough. And we can actually try that. Let me try that. I can pause this ship. I can pause all of these. I can actually keep them running, that's alright. And I can pause those oil rigs. We'll get some extra unity back, which is nice. And then after this runs out, we will be only relying on our biodiesel. So we definitely need more cooking oil and ethanol, which hopefully is growing now. Yep, I can see some sugarcane being produced here. It's nice. Yeah, using dedicated farms to different types of fertilizer is probably better. The reason I'm not doing it is then you have to kind of balance it out, the production. And my organic fertilizer is currently kind of overflow. Like if I have enough dirt, I'll make it. If I don't, I don't. And unfertilized farms are really not great. They're producing way less food. I mean, if you look at the equilibrium, currently equilibrium is 45% fertility, for example, here. So I'll be producing half of the food without fertilization. So I don't want to do that. So I'd rather kind of use this trick of doing half and half. And basically if one is missing, the other one will substitute. To kind of have always fertilization available, regardless of one fertilizer is running out or not. And I probably always, my hope is to always produce enough of fertilizer too, and using the organic fertilizer as a substitute to reduce the consumption. That's my thinking about this. This pipe was actually being paused for a while, and it's working fine, I think. I think it's saturated with water, mostly. It's from electronic, tree saplings, cooking oil, and coal. And we have 4 months left. Right, so yeah, we should get still serious about the creator thing. I just look at the chat if there are any more things. Some people joining in on Twitch and YouTube. Hello, hello. Cal on Twitch is saying it's worth a buy. Thanks. I'm hoping having lots of fun with digging, constructing, and spiraling because there's not enough coal or something. All right, so I think there was some question I missed. Let me scroll up. Oh, Governor was asking about 250,000 population run. What I think about it? Well, I think it's crazy. I am at 12,000. I think it's quite sizable population. And I don't even see how can CPU, do a simulation of that many people basically. So I think it's insane, yeah, if you can pull it off. If it's impossible even, I think that we probably will try to do larger maps in update 3 as well. So maybe you can then try a larger map and use trains for their full potential to have different kinds of challenges, not necessarily most amount of people, which I think will be also interesting. Will steam trains look different? They will look different, yes. Steam train looks like a steam train, and diesel train looks like a diesel train. I think we teased some pictures online earlier. You can see our blocks, maybe 2 blocks past or 1 block past. There should be some pictures. Can't show you now, but yes, steam train looks like a steam train. All right, so what I'm eyeing here, we have a rock mine, which is infinite. And it is somewhere, no, it's coal. Where's our rock mine? Is this rock mine? Oh, yes. We have a rock mine, which is infinite. And I'm thinking we might be... You might want to start doing that. So maybe I can upgrade it. Let's see. I think I have my keyboard shortcut here. Oh yes, camera shortcut. Remember that. Load crew. Oh, we even have a coal mine. I don't even need that. Rock mine. Please load it. And from the rock mine, we can have... Well, actually, I would like to probably upgrade this to be larger. Did I leave enough space? I think I didn't. Yeah, let's rebuild this. I need to rebuild this. To be a big cargo depot. Yes, I'm not sure why I was thinking rock mine wouldn't be. I guess we didn't have plans for ever using rocks for landfill. We just thought. Oh, there's one little less tile here. Oh man, there's a little hole here. Really? Oh. That's all right. Yeah, I can just do one more tile here. Or I can do this. And let, for example, the dirt trucks to take care of that. That's the fastest way, I think. So there's going to be a rock. And now I would like to make a big conveyor belt, which I already have, by the way. Is it paused? Why is it not? Oh, the storage is paused. That's why it's not going. Currently, I'm delivering here to the concrete factory, which that's fair. There's even a little prioritized balancer. I was thinking about this already, I think. So now I think I would like to convey this to the edge of the crater so that we can start. Oh, this is going to be a little ugly. Please look away if you don't like spaghetti. I'm just going to connect it through whichever way it lets me. Not really worrying about too much about how pretty it is. Right. Well, okay, so this was... little coal here needs to let me connect in a little better way. I call the new make a real bridge here. Oh, that didn't work. I think my snapping was off. Oh, interesting, it doesn't snap here. But it snaps from the other side. Ooh, maybe this little bug. Let me take a screenshot of that. Oh, see, that's how it works. If you find something like this, take a screenshot. Because here I think it should snap and my snapping is on. So from the other side it works. No, it doesn't work. Oh, wait a second. Oh, I think it's a Pathfinder issue actually. Wait a second. That was weird. Yeah, here, see? Here it's connected, but sometimes it's not. I think that's a Pathfinder issue. Sometimes it finds path without properly. Yeah, interesting. This should be probably fixed. Well, anyhow, I need... All right, I need this. Some ramps for vehicles. And here we can probably go this way. I'm not sure if, yeah, maybe Maybe not so in the middle of everywhere. Maybe next to the road would be easier. And we can make a... I just don't want to block the truck movement too much. Maybe we can make a ramp here for everyone. And then go this way. I'll leave one more space for one extra of these. We have lots of mining to be done here. I think here is, maybe here is actually not the worst spot. I think here is totally fine. The trucks can do the last little bit of driving. I think the mine would be the bottleneck, not the trucks dumping. We have 400 vehicle limit. That's not a problem. Looking for storage for some reason. I couldn't find it. All right. And we're missing some concrete here. Let's fix that. The priority goes into the storage, that's right. And here we will just say this is going to be rock. Imported rock. Very precious. Just let people... I think I'll assign 2 big dump trucks. And I want nobody else to do this. I don't want, normal logistics to worry about this at all. All right, yeah, trucks already filled this in. So let's build the biggest cargo dock we have available. And I filled it just to be able to build it in the same way as everybody else is. And I will build loose modules. I wonder, I think even small will be probably enough. The mine will be never able to mine at a faster rate than 8 tier 1 modules. We'll see. Maybe they prove me wrong. There's gonna be fuel here. And then we'll make something simple here. 1, 2. I just want to be able to make it kind of evenly emptied. I can do something like this. I think that's gonna work. I'm gonna assign oh yeah, assign a rock, that's right. All right, so that's our rock. I can unpause the storage. So we can start spewing rock. Yep, this dock taking some time. Governor is saying that his 250,000 run is running at 6 FPS. Wow, that's It's actually amazing that the game didn't crash, honestly. I guess you have lots of RAM, right? I guess when you have lots of RAM, it's probably gonna be okay, but it's gonna be slow. Yeah, 30 gigs of RAM. Yeah, I can believe that. We are not at the level of optimization to allow things like that. Maybe in the future we will be, but I think now we are trying to do the features first, and then we can go crazy in optimization for things like multiple hundreds of thousands of people. That's also, we probably would need, for example, settlement, higher capacity of settlement, right? Currently, what we have, I guess half of your map is just settlements. It's a lot of settlements to be able to house all those people. That's oh yeah, he's already leveled. So I'll try to not mess up this time. In order to not mess up, I have to unassign these guys. And make this nice and flat. Little ramp here. Maybe a little ramp here. All right, how is our ship? Can you go deliver now? Yes, deliver please. Back to our... I think the rock ship went on the voyage. So these guys have a throughput of 60 or 90 even. 90 per minute. So 90 times 8 is 72? 720, right? I just, yeah, 720. So, and the mine is making it 180. Oh yeah, so we can even say that the ship can save fuel. Because I think the mine is the bottleneck, and it's gonna be for a while. I think there's a max level, so we can start leveling up for a while. But we can go pretty high with the level. So I think the bottleneck might be actually Unity production. I'm not sure how much Unity we can use for this. Definitely creating the mine. It's interesting. Oh, it's not hydrogen? It is. So the ship is already hydrogen because it was hydrogen before. This was our previous ship. And the reason I've noticed is because hydrogen ship had this like a modern looking bridge. The diesel ship has a little less modern looking bridge. Also, I'm only going to hydrogen here. So diesel is no longer, hopefully. I always build some vehicles with diesel, not anymore. I think I should build more excavators. So let's do excavator and dump truck building. It's always a good thing to build more excavators. Look at this crew. I think it's moving the crater a little bit. I mean, the thing is it's crumbling down, so it's kind of filling up this extra void next to the wall, right? It's making a little bulge. Yeah. But how is our... Okay, so we might need more trucks here even. That's interesting. Dumping trucks are dumping, I think, right here, probably. Right. Where would you go? I guess that's the closest designation to be dumped. That's unlikely. Well, anyhow, it's just going there. And these two trucks will be going back and forth constantly. Let's upgrade the mine one more level. Let's go to dock. I think there's some kind of a way of opening dock directly, isn't it? Let me see settings. Controls. Console, world map research, trading, blueprint. Oh, Captain Office. Okay. So we have captain's office. We don't have a dock. Maybe it'll be a good thing to open a dock so I don't need to scroll to it. Anyhow, I have my camera hotkey there, so that makes it a little easier. But I don't have camera hotkey to go back. It'd be interesting to kind of press a hotkey to go and then press a different hotkey to go back where you've been. I guess we need some more RTS camera controls. Always things to add. We have such a long list of things to add. We wish we have more hands to add them all. Yeah, this has been working very well. Look at this. I think actually this this guy. Go here now. There's been, if you guys remember, there's been a big hole for the coal mine, and there's been a big mountain full of iron, and we just wiped it out of existence. It's amazing. And this crew, I think they are not very effective here. Let them destroy this hill. And potentially this. Yeah, I'm still using this to be subsidizing my iron production still. Eventually we're gonna stop doing, I think copper, I'll be stop mining copper once this is leveled and start using contracts completely. All right, oh, look at that, something disappeared. Was it this? This just turned to be not a problem. Amazing. Well, I don't think we're gonna fix the coal anytime soon. Actually, the wood stopped being yeah, we ran out of wood a little bit. I think we definitely need more wood. Look at that forest operation. Still, the saplings are... it's actually okay. 130. Oh, this one was... yeah. I think it's alright. Yeah, I think regarding the ship, I just noticed, Mark, your comment. I think if you build a new depot, it shows diesel, but then when the ship arrives, it kind of adjusts to whatever ship was assigned to it. I think that's why you saw diesel there, and I can check that actually. If I just build the depot, I think it's going to show diesel by default. Can I build depot somewhere? Oh no. Oh, this is too low. Well, maybe I can't even build depot anywhere actually. Is that a thing? Maybe next to people here. Here I can build depot, yeah. Yeah, I think it shows diesel fuel for ship by default, and then when ship arrives, kind of ship remembers what fuel it had before. So that's little thing that happened there, I think. Regarding people, we don't have too many people. I was kind of hoping to expand the settlement, this way. I think maybe in next episode when we need more people, definitely this is going to be better than just moving it further and further this way. But I think the iron and copper are slowing us down because we are trying to process it, which takes a little time. That's all right. And how is our sugar and canola? So remember, we paused our diesel. Oh, still haven't used up all the crude oil. So once the crude oil gets used up, all the diesel will be made only using ethanol and cooking oil. Interestingly enough, it uses lots of cooking oil. However, farms are the opposite. Farms are producing less cooking oil. Is that what I'm... Right. So I think in our diesel production, the issue is not enough cooking oil. Because obviously it's making, 7 times more sugarcane instead of canola. So what I could do canola only farms. I think that's fair. Or I can just mix in canola everywhere else. Like, for example, instead of poppy seeds and soybeans, I can do poppy seeds and canola. Then here I can do canola and soybeans, right? Seeds and canola, where was that? Right. Because I want always to have the bonus from the rotation, right? I even have 3 here, which is interesting to have. I guess at that point I needed all 3. Yeah, I could start kind of mixing it up like this. It's gonna be a little bit of, this is all fruits, I don't want to mix that up. But here, right, I can do again sugarcane and canola with canola and poppy seeds, for example, and things like this. Basically, always mixing canola as a first product and second product be something else. We also have wheat, so instead of wheat, we can put canola. Here we can say canola and wheat. I think we don't need more farms, folks. I think it's quite inevitable. To need way more farms. I'm just not even sure if this is going to be connecting properly. I think it is actually. Except this one. And here, I think canola and sugarcane is fair. And here we can do another of these products somewhere else. For example, corn can be canola here. We can do corn as well here. Yeah, it's just my thinking that canola is going to be the biggest bottleneck of our diesel production. So I really want to ramp up the canola. And also when we have excess, we just burn it. I mean, we make diesel and just burn it. So that's easy to get rid of. I have a little canola overflow disposal here. Copa saying if my career as a software engineer doesn't work out, I could be a book narrator. Really? Well, I take it as a compliment. I actually found my own voice kind of annoying, or like not annoying, but not too pleasing. I guess I've heard actually this theory about in general that since you hear your voice internally, you're kind of used to it sound a certain way. And then if you then hear it from recording, which sounds different than internally, you don't like it. And I totally have this. I totally can relate to this because when I hear my recording, I feel, oh, that sounds weird. Why does it sound like that? I don't like it. And then if you say it sounds okay, then I was like, whoa, really? That's that means something to me. Thanks for saying that, because I think that my voice is not too nice. I think if you ask me, I would think I wouldn't be able to make a living as a content creator or book narrator, even more so. That's definitely I take this as a compliment, because I would not actually think you're the first one I think I ever say that. Interestingly enough, so yeah, it's interesting. I've heard that you have to get used to your kind of external voice when you're hearing yourself, which is interesting to think about. Because I sometimes rewatch the streams, not that I watch my own streams. I just like put them in the background just to hear how it sounds and everything. Especially at the beginning, I was kind of seeing if the microphone volume is okay and things like that. And I was thinking to myself, oh man, I sound not too good. Do I need some kind of post-processing some kind of effect, you know, on my voice to make it sound better or something like that. Why is this water here like this? But maybe I don't, which is fantastic to hear, honestly. Why is this not working? Oh, this way, okay. I just saw the pipe in the road. I didn't like that. Yeah, much better. Yeah, Mark is saying that the camera hotkey should remember the angle. I think I have fixed that in update 3 actually. Or there is a way how to do both. It also bothers me that you can't save the angle and pitch and everything. So I think I've added that the angle and pitch gets preserved. And I think I was struggling with what should be the default. I think I have exposed bindings for both. I had to recheck. But yes, I think if it's not available in update 3, I just forgotten to allow it, but I've already implemented it so that the camera could be loaded with all angles preserved, actually. We need more trucks here. Okay, let's deliver cargo. Yeah, let's start mining this guy. 162, very nice. Yeah, only 2 warnings left, and I think the saplings can go away, or I can just kind of make it go away. Just like, hey, screw this. I'm gonna make one more farm. I don't think the water will be sufficient here, but it's just saplings, right? They can dry out. What are you doing here, dude? Did you just pick up the saplings from the farm? Really? Oh, that's interesting. Is it the shortest? I guess it is. Because I have saplings here, like, hey, you can pick it up here. Oh, now it's going back to tower. Oh, I guess it finished planting right here, the last corner, and then it went to the farm to refuel. I guess re-sapling. Okay, I mean, I'll take it. That's fine. Alright, so we have one more sapling farm. I am pretty sure this water's not gonna keep up whatsoever. How many water? 24 per 60? Yeah. There's no chance. Maybe just making this pipe a little thicker. Please that. Yeah, this one is drying out. All right. Oh, that would be because the water wasn't not even connected. That would explain a lot. And I'm pretty sure we're gonna need to make one more of these. The only slight issue is the steam. This steam comes from this FBR. And 1 power level is being used for this entire setup, I believe. Am I believing it right? 6 times... 6 times, is it 6 times 8 times 2? 96, yes. That's gonna be 1 power level. And 2 power levels is being used for the hydrogen. So if I connect one more, I can connect one more actually. But then that's gonna be it. It's gonna be no electricity generated from this FBR. That's I'm actually starting to be worried about our power. Looking at the smoke, we are using all but 3, and one of them is used for this one is used for desalination, This one's also used for desalination. Oh man, I did not expect to need 5th reactor here. And to be honest, there is no space for it. Like, well, maybe we can remove those rain catchers, huh? Even though they do supply quite a bit of water for my farms, it's not completely useless. Oh well. Those guys are done. That's fantastic. You can join your friends here. Yeah, this storage will definitely be filled up soon. Maybe even now. I think we can even do this, honestly. I think if it's 25% or maybe 50%, that's totally fine. And we have plenty of saplings coming in. A new farm just about to be constructed. Well, that's nice. And I think once we start filling up the crater, we can start planting more trees on the other side. Right, she can go home. We can bump up the power and upgrade some more. I'll assign one more truck here. I think 2 are probably not keeping up with emptying. I'm not too sure why are they choosing to go that far. Is that the closest? I mean, obviously the closest Euclidean distance, not pathfinding distance. Oh yeah, it is probably. Yeah, it is probably closest here. Okay. I think we should clear up this mountain anyway. I'm waiting for this copper guy to finish mining this little layer. And then we can mine here. Yeah, all looking good. We are making some progress. You know, it's hard to see the progress because the crater is so deep. There's so much material coming in. But I think it's coming in. It's definitely getting done. How's our rock ship? It just came. Oh, it's full. So maybe it is actually bottlenecked on... Is it connected properly even? Oh, wait a second. This is output, not input. Oh man. I was thinking that this is... Right. This is not what I wanted. Okay. Now I understand what's going on in here. So this is basically for our trucks, kind of a delivery space for rocks from our coal mine, from our rock mine. And then this is our lane from the ship. And I want to say you... Wait a second. This is output. Where's the output to the machines? Oh, it's right here. I see. I'm a little confused here, but am I missing some kind of a... This one should flow there. That's right, because there's a little connection here that fills up the secondary storage with the with the rock from the ship. Then any excess will now go to the dumping site. Yes. All right, we're done loading for cargo for mine. Let's deliver that. All right. People saying I shouldn't stop programming. Don't switch careers. Yeah, probably not anytime soon. Maybe if update 3 is not doing well, we might need to all reconsider some alternative careers. But currently we are all committed, so don't worry. All our lives are Captain of Industry. You know, I'm streaming for 2 hours a little bit here now, and then I'm going to be spending the rest of the day trying to hammer down the level crossings for trains, which is a tough problem, but has to be done. I've been like a week on it already, and I think it needs another week probably. It's lots of, you know, I had a demo in like 2 days, kind of like, you know, kind of rough, kind of making it work somehow. But then there's so many things you have to solve to make it robust, you know, write tests. And we are taking pride of making it very stable and robust. You know, we are software engineers at heart, and giving the developer second kind of, because so we write a quality software so that you know, game like this is really, really complex, and especially when you always can, for example, what happens when you mine material under the level crossing has to collapse. Okay, it collapses now. What if there's a train on it? Okay, so now we have to solve that, and you know, lots of the things need special treatment, unfortunately, because some of them are kind of undecided. If you just destroy the building, there's train on it, the train will be kind of stuck on it. We have to do something with the train. And when there's, you know, we hoping the level crossings to have like animated, you know, gates and stuff like that. So what happens when, you know, the train decides to no longer enter the level crossing, kind of like wants to enter, reserves it, but then decides, oh, I changed my mind, I replan my path, I no longer need that. So you have to be able to kind of solve all those kind of, we call them edge cases, but it's really just a bunch of cases what could happen in the world, right? And it takes some time to kind of not only identify them, but solve them in a way that player would expect them to be solved, right? And by the way, this actually happens in real life. You know, in more advanced crossings, which now it's most of them have kind of a speed prediction for the train, so they don't go down prematurely. So they measure the speed of the train to close the gates kind of as late as possible, but still be safe. But what happens when the train, for example, stops before the crossing? So the crossing might put the gates down, but then the train stops before. So the level crossing has to kind of detect that and open up again to let the cars go. And then when the train decides to go again, it needs to safely close down again. This is all things we have to actually solve as well in the game to be able to this. So if train reserves the crossing, it has to go down. If it unreserves it, has to go back up. But then if it decides again to, you know, cross it again. So things like that. It's an interesting problem. Yeah. Yeah, people suggest that, or Hostband to be concrete, suggest that I necessarily do not need to fill the storage with trucks, that I have a ship now to bring rocks. It's true. I probably don't need to, yeah. It was for basically the entire game. I kind of have like this one storage fill for mines, and when there's not enough, there's going to be secondary storage. But now, the ship is kind of cheap rock anyway, and I need the rock actually. Maybe the better argument would be I need the rock to dump the crater anyway. So trucks going all the way here with the rock might not be as efficient as just, you know, let the conveyor belt do it. So maybe I can just pause it. Or in fact, I can disable the logistics and just let it empty out naturally. And then I can just delete it. Because, yeah, you're right, that the ship will suffice. And the rocks is usually cheap, right? Upgrade one more time. Level 10. Ship go home. It's gonna be here. Start loading ship. Good thing we are rich. Construction parts rich. Finally, since we have wood. Yeah, lots of production being actually busy here. I can see all construction parts 3 are busy, all construction 2 parts are busy. That's a good thing to see actually. Can I do construction parts in robotic assembler? I can even. I can do that. Let's upgrade one more perhaps. I have a little bit of extra throughput here. I think I might need a few more upgrades. And here as well. Oh, actually, I don't need here. I would need 10 of these. Yeah, one thing I'm still worried about is the canola. If we want to really be diesel self-sufficient for our gold contract, we need lots of canola. So I might need to build like an entire row here, canola only, or kind of make half and half. Change all the farms to make canola and something else, basically. That's my thinking, because here you can even see I still have sugarcane. The canola is empty. And even this one is not full, which means, yeah, our factory is a little starved on canola. Out of all the things, I thought actually sugarcane and ethanol would be the hard part, but turns out that canola is potentially even harder. I might need more canola presses even, because this makes 12. This guy is using 27. It's if I say 12 divided by 27, is it like 1.5? No, 0.4. I meant 27 divided by 12. Yes, 2 and a little bit. So I need 2 and a little bit for each of here. So I need at least 9. It's definitely not enough. For the future, maybe for now we don't have enough canola production. But if we ever do, we get ready. Get ready for this. Yeah, lots of stuff coming in. We definitely need more canola, I think, regardless of this is all making canola. Water is still holding here, which is quite amazing. Yeah. How is our rock dumping? All right. Trucks are keeping up. They're actually making quite a good progress here for some reason. I think they're all mining this hill, and that's making good progress. I think it's visible because you can see the crater where it was, whereas if it's like an open here, you don't really see how much was it compared to before. Yeah, I think one thing that we could potentially change is that currently I believe they are searching for best dumping spot relative to tower, where the mining tower is. It might be better to search for best mining spot relative to where they pick it up, so they can pick it up right next to each other. Or I could also maybe destroy this and put it maybe somewhere right here. Oh, and now they're all gonna go to the tower, of course. The reason I'm doing this is that hoping they're gonna be dumping closer and save a lot of time, basically, right? To make them more busy. Yeah, excavators will have to figure out they already have a task to do. That's a lot of excavators, by the way. I need more trucks, I think. I have nearly the same amount of excavators and trucks. Let me queue some more truck. Oh, I do have lots of queue. Okay. Keep making them, I guess. Let's deliver the cargo for rock mine. Yeah, these dirt trucks needs to space to go. You can give them maybe this area. Let's see if my theory about the trucks dumping location is right. If it's right, they should be dumping basically somewhere here, which is much shorter drive than they were dumping, you know, somewhere here in the middle. Yes, and then our grass project. Yeah, they're dumping right here, right now, which is very, very close. That should accelerate this whole ridge removal. And I'm actually looking forward to remove the ridge and expand the tree, because we actually could use a lot more space for tree planting here. It's quite nice. All right, our rock mine is nearly upgraded. Look at that, level 12. Let's do more. Be serious about the fill up. All right, so our crude oil is officially out, which means that we are now using only our kind of biodiesel for production. So I wonder how sustainable that is. Can we sustain it for long enough time to be stable? That's my question. I'll probably put more farms here. I'm not feeling it. Not feeling too confident that the canola production is sufficient. Okay, here is fine. I just need to make sure all the water is connected, which is, of course, it's not. Make sure I take tier 3 pipe. All right, and then let's do more of this reshuffling with canola. So here we have okay, so corn can be canola, and canola can be corn. Then we can have, let's say, poppy seeds, that's fine. Seeds can be canola. Canola can be poppy seeds. Another corn, all right. It's actually right here already. And then soybeans. So we just added 4 more canolas. Actually, no, 8 more canolas, right? Because we added 4 more and we added 4 more here. So 8 more canola rotations, which should give us 8 times 3.7, 8 times 3.7. Okay, 29 more canola, which would be 2 more machines probably saturated. That's not bad. Less than 2 probably, but more than 1. That's nice. I think water's gonna be the one that runs out next. I think next episode we have to probably copy paste this design. to get extra water for the new row of farms. Remember, all this space used to be just like a water river with a mountain. It's amazing how this can change. It looks so natural once it's here, and I'm really glad I spent the extra time of putting the grass level, because I actually didn't think I would need that many farms. I thought I'm going overboard. Turns out I'm probably not going overboard. Yeah. Why am I not using stackers to dump rock? Great question. Well, first of all, for the mining, I mean, there's no need for stackers here because they just dump it right directly from the trucks. There's no need for them to put it in the storage first. I would sort it and stuff like that. That would be too of a hassle, I think. And for this storage here, well, the thing with stackers is you have to kind of always move it, forward. So it's going to be stacking. And even here, it's going to be great because we're stacking for a long time, right? But then eventually you have to move it. And as you can see, 3 trucks are good enough for emptying it, keeping it empty. So I'd rather just pay 3 trucks to the fuel and the drivers and the maintenance to just go and do it forever instead of moving stacker every once in a while. I guess stacker is currently not the easiest thing to work with because of this. So we have some ideas how to improve it. We'll see if we have time for update 3. If not, then maybe later. But eventually we'd like to improve the stacker to have a little more working area, for example. So that's the reason. I mean, here, I think if there's any good spot for stacker, here is a good spot, right? Because it's such a deep hole, such a large amount of material. So maybe once we kind of clean up this little... Also, I want to mine here, right? So that the trucks will avoid those mining locations, stuff like that. So once we kind of level this flat and have a better access to the crater edge, maybe... Actually, here is a beautiful stacker location. Look at that. Maybe I can just put stackers on. I think it's a fair suggestion. I just feel the trucks are a little more kind of mobile and they keeping up. And given my mod of extra trucks, I don't need to be worried about saving up trucks. Of course, if I was squeezed on the number of trucks, using stacker would be great. So, but I'm open. I'm open to using them, and maybe next time we can do. Maybe I can just put it here to kind of remind me. Next time. To use stackers. How fast they are? 200 per 60. Okay, so we definitely don't need 3, but yeah, you can just 1 or 2 will be probably sufficient to dump this. And what you can also do, you can set them up to dump so that they're not going to make too big of a pile. Yeah, I'm just waiting for the copper guys to level up this little last piece of copper and then finishing up here. I just want to use the copper resource. We have time, right? We are not squeezed by... We are not nearly finished with the crater dumping anyway, so the copper is not slowing anything down. I think actually... Yeah, the refueling, I should assign a fueling station. I'll assign this fueling station. I'll probably assign 2 big trucks, 2 tanker trucks. And I can unassign one from here, which used to be our provider before. I wonder if there's enough hydrogen flowing in, actually. Guess we'll find out real quick. This amount of excavators and trucks really is using a lot of fuel, so let's see if there's enough. Oh, we are now low on glass. Oh, that's a new thing. I wonder if my my greenhouses and stuff will use it a lot actually. Is it going slowly up? I think it is. Yeah. Yeah, that's all right. I think I'm just building a little too many greenhouses. Greenhouse is really glass expensive. Something here is not right. Oh no, we just blocked port. Oh, that's fine. Right, we have some poppy seeds coming in. Mark is mentioning some issues with sulfur mine upgrades. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I currently have level 4, but I'm not using it really. I'm actually having issues having too much sulfur, I feel like. But yeah, I can check it. I can check if there is any. What's the max level? I mean, we can rethink and rebalance the max levels of those mines. I think even a rock mine has a certain limit, which I'm not currently recalling. All right, so we reached level 14, which is nearly our conveyor belt limit. So I think I'm gonna go to 450. Then at that point we would need secondary conveyor belt, which I'm not sure if I'm. Yeah, it's too far kind of conveyor belt. I can do it if necessary, but having one full tier 3 conveyor belt full of rock constantly going in, that'd be nice. Definitely. All right, folks. I think this is gonna be it for today. I'm quite happy of solving lots of those issues. Our only issue, I think glass gonna go away soon once we make enough. Coal, that's gonna be a long-term issue because of the wood, and maybe as we expand on all of this, we'll get more wood overall, so that's gonna eventually hopefully stabilize. And other than that, I think we are done. I think our logistics is a little busy now. We had to make more trucks. Other than that, I think we are, by done, I mean stable with our production and consumption. And now we can 100% focus on making this disappear as fast as possible, which I think I will focus more on perhaps mining those ranges and moving the material over there. And if that's not enough, we're going to keep importing more and more rock. And I think maybe we can stop exporting slag, actually. I wonder if that's a winning move or not. Since we have lots of sulfur, we could consider stop exporting slag, actually. Start dumping it. Which I think is a sensible move. The only, I guess, advantage of that is we're getting sour water, which can be then processed into ammonia and sulfur, which sulfur is good, but we can also import sulfur, right? So it's not that we need it necessarily. It's just a little injection of sulfur to our system. So yeah, I can totally see using slag as another filler material to accelerate. So there's gonna be next episodes. We will try to accelerate, and if we really want to accelerate things, we can just I don't know, buy iron ore and just dump it in the crater, right? I mean, whatever is the cheapest filler, we can use that. I actually don't know what would be the cheapest filler out of all of those options. I think probably iron or quartz even would be rather cheap, but I think that's fairly expensive. I think it's better be smarter to just start leveling up the mountains around. We have lots of mountains to be used up if we need to, so I'm pretty sure all those mountains around will be sufficient. And we can even mine the copper and iron, and instead of smelting it, we can just dump it in, right? If we set up a proper I guess logistics is properly set up, so we're not going to be dumping the one we're importing it, just the one we are mining. Yeah, so that's it. There is no easy way how to calculate resources on the map, unfortunately, so we have to just estimate. Is there any questions, by the way, I missed? You can have a last round in case I missed some of them. I know sometimes I missed some of them, even though I'm trying to get to all of them. Moving stackers would be nice, or some kind of thing. The problem with moving stackers is that they are connected to conveyor belt, so moving the conveyor belt with a stacker is a little issue. So maybe some kind of other things, but yeah. Can you add rail stations to blueprints? Yes. All train related stuff is fully blueprintable. So that's that. You can't say you can't add the ship. I think you can, no? You can add this to blueprint and be able to build this. You might need to do it on a kind of like a 2-stage, right? Because you can't build. Right? It's not gonna allow you to build modules. If you hold Shift and you click, and then you click again, it should build the modules if there's space for them. And now there's no space for some reason. It doesn't save them, you say? Interesting. Let me actually check that. Another new folder, blueprint. Let's see. If I blueprint this. No, it does save them. But again, you might be able to build them kind of twice, because first you need to build the shipyard and then you need to build the modules. So if you build and then move and then build again, then you should be able to kind of place it down. I understand this is not, we should fix this to have the modules built at the end, but you should be able to blueprint everything. So yeah, oops, I actually brought in some of the lines. I guess I can do this. Fix my roads. Yep. Yeah, well, so thanks a lot everyone for joining in. And hopefully next week we can continue some creator elimination. So I hope you're doing well and see you next week. Bye.